everybody, Crystal here at the Fibromyalgia Pain Chronicles, Veteran Voices for Fibromyalgia and the National Alliance of Fibromyalgia Advocates, here to talk to you about a specific topic today about fibromyalgia and what I call in my series of Fibro in 5, where I bring you some information on a topic related to fibromyalgia in 5 minutes or less. And today's topic is how to diagnose fibromyalgia. So, myth number 1 is many people and medical professionals think that a person comes to a diagnosis of fibromyalgia once they rule out all other medical conditions the person can possibly have. Although some medical providers are still following that practice, there are actually some measures in place to help diagnose fibromyalgia in a more effective, efficient manner, and it doesn't take as long to officially be diagnosed with fibromyalgia. So, in the past, before 2010, the standard practice to diagnose fibromyalgia was using the tender point system, where individuals have tender points on our body up to 16 that are very reactive when you touch them. And for a long time, in order to diagnose fibromyalgia, doctors would put pressure on those 16 tender points, and then depending on how the person reacted and some other things, if the person reacted to 11 of those 16 tender points, then the person was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Sadly, there are many medical providers still using this practice, and it was done away with in 2010 by the American College of Rheumatology, or ACR, and in its place, the tender point test was replaced with the WPI-SS diagnostic assessment. You can actually go on Google and search for fibromyalgia WPI-SS diagnostic assessment, and it will pop up, and the PDF will be right there, and you can actually print it. So in 2010, the tender point test was done away with because research found that it wasn't really a great assessment to determine if someone had fibromyalgia, and that it wasn't always consistent. And in its place, the ACR introduced the WPI and SS diagnostic assessment, which is supposed to be the diagnostic and assessment tool for assessing, or I should say for diagnosing fibromyalgia, and then assessing the symptom severity the person has with fibromyalgia. Since 2010, a blood test has become available, and it was created by Epigenetics Labs, and that test is called FMA blood test, and that has been FDA approved and available since 2013, and clinical trials found that the test was up to 99% effective and accurate in diagnosing fibromyalgia. Now, there's a lot of medical providers that will tell you that there is no blood test available, but that is not correct. There is the FMA blood test. So between that and the WPI-SS diagnostic assessment, in theory, it should reduce the time someone is officially diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Before 2010, and it still happens today, on average, it takes 2 to 5 years for a person to be appropriately and properly diagnosed with fibromyalgia. If the medical community and medical professionals are aware of the WPI-SS diagnostic assessment and the FMA blood test, that would really curtail and shorten the length of time it takes to officially diagnose someone with fibromyalgia. So with that said, the FMA blood test has been available since 2013, FDA approved, many insurance cover it, including Medicare and Medicaid HMOs, and it is also available not just in the United States, but Puerto Rico, Canada, Australia, mainland China, Turkey, a whole bunch of other places. Unfortunately, it's not available yet in the UK. I do not understand why, but if you live in the UK, Google FMA blood test for fibromyalgia and print the information, put it on your doctor's radars, because doctors could probably help you advocate that the blood test be approved to be used in the UK. So there you have it. The tender point test to diagnose fibromyalgia was done away with in 2010. In its place, the WPI SS diagnostic assessment was put forth in 2010 by the ACR, and now there is a blood test that has been FDA approved and available in the United States and several other countries since 2013, called the FMA blood test. I hope you found this information beneficial.